Hello, everybody. I'm having a difficult day. I have very bad allergies, and last night I poked myself in the eye. That's why I have my glasses on. What happened with Brian? Hold on. Thanks, Dancing Dog 60. Hey, PCI. You got a promotion at work. Ah, huzzah. Congratulations. All right, but I promised you 3 streams this week, and 3 streams are going to happen. Gosh darn it. We have a stream today, and we have a stream tomorrow, which will also be Glasses Grace, because Glasses Grace is, I got to give my eyes a break for a couple of days. That's right, Manny. It has been very difficult with allergies, especially because I'm near a window. It's a little rough to focus. Hi, Casey. But I will power through it. All right, so anyway, tomorrow there will be a live stream as well. And then also the BTT Inside Access, which is for members at that level, will be at 6:30 p.m. Live from my kitchen. I got a request to do it from the kitchen again. So I know it's a little bit of a different background, so we'll try that. Some of you feel my pain with the allergies. Hey, Lisa. That was such a nice comment you left on my review today, Lisa. I really appreciated that. Jack says, I'm sorry you're having a difficult day, Grace. I am too. Well, we're all going to band together and cheer up. Okay. All right. So, and then next week will be a very big week. We have the Bad Boys review. The Acolyte starts. There should be major trailers for Venom and Alien. So it'll be a really nice week. It'll feel like old times maybe a little bit. Okay. All right. So 3 stories today. Please try to keep your questions and comments to the story at hand. At the end of each section, I will pay more attention to your questions and comments about that story. And then at the end of the stream, as always, for the final 10 minutes, you may ask me anything that you would like. Angela, is it your birthday next week? I'm glad that they have some cool stuff lined up for your birthday. All right, everybody, here we go. Story number 1. We're going to play casting director or producer. Boop! So many actors to go over. All right, so the Knives Out killer cast, the Knives Out 3 killer cast continues to grow. It is set for, here it is, this is the current cast. They just added Mila Kunis right before I went live. I was like, they keep adding people every day to this, man. And the movie's going to come out sometime next year. As some of you are pointing out, it's called Wake Up, Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. And it's got like ye old font. So I hope that it is, I hope it's good. I really liked Glass Onion quite a bit. I, in fact, preferred it vastly to the first one. Although not everybody, in fact, most people felt the opposite. Now, this is going to come out in 2025. I really hope, by the way, that Hugh Grant is a major part as, Benoit Blanc's, husband/boyfriend. They're such a perfect couple. I would like to see that built upon. All right, but I will say that this cast has gotten a lot of social media attention. It's trended like nothing else, I mean, it's able to outtrend things that you would think it would not be able to. So very, very popular. Now, let's go through all of the cast members. Hoo-hoo-hee-hee, so fun. All right. So Daniel Craig, I love him in this role. He's so silly. He was wearing a fez in a bathtub last time. Oh, it was great. I hope he gets even sillier, and I really, really enjoyed his work in Glass Onion in particular. I know you guys like a poll, so let's do a poll. Which of the Knives Out movies did you prefer? Which Knives Out movie was your favorite so far? Knives Out, Glass Onion, loved them both, and then don't like / don't watch. All right. And of course, again, anyone watching the stream can vote. All right, so we're going through the cast here while you guys vote on this. All right, we'll close the poll after the first line of actors. All right, so who the heck is this? That's Kaylee Spani, who was, of course, in the upcoming Alien movie, but also played Priscilla Presley in Sofia Coppola's film. She was also in the remake of The Craft, where I saw her, and I thought she was quite good there. So she's going to be in the film. She was one of the first people that they added. Then, look at this. Somebody won challengers, Josh O'Connor. Mike Faist can't get hired for squat. Even Quentin Tarantino said Mike Faist was very talented, but the rest of Hollywood don't seem to care. Oh, that's right. Kaylee Spani was in Civil War, but I wiped it from my mind. I hated that movie so much. All right. But I think it's interesting. Kay Walton says Mike Faist is in The Bike Riders. He's cursed, the poor man, because that movie, was supposed to be an awards challenger last year, got kicked out. Someone else had to pick it up. What a mess. But anyway, so yeah, Josh Connor, who, by the way, is a very interesting actor. You can see there. I think he's really interesting. I think he's really kind of tapped into current culture. He's wearing a skirt in that photo. I thought that was an excellent fashion choice, and he really stole the photo shoot with that. It was a photo shoot with him, Zendaya, and Mike Faist. All right. So, Andrew Scott. I love me some Andrew Scott, boy. He, of course, starred in Ripley, which I will shout from the rooftops is a phenomenal piece of entertainment on Netflix. Nobody or hardly very many people watched it or paid attention to it. I absolutely adored it. And the fact that Andrew Scott is in this makes me just so absolutely happy. I didn't choose any of these images. Somebody else made this. I don't got time to be making this stuff. All right. Let's see here. Then, we have to close the poll after Andrew Scott. I love Andrew Scott. He's so great. Okay. Huge fan. All right, I'm closing the poll. Which was your favorite? Oh, all right. 34% of you thought the first one was better. 32% of you loved both of them. And 20% of you agree with me and preferred Glass Onion. And only 13% of you don't like or don't watch. So that's excellent. That's very good for this series. It seems to be doing quite well. All right. We'll talk about that Netflix transition in a moment. All right. So I'm very, very happy that Andrew Scott is actually the person I'm most happy about being in the cast. All right. Then here we go down to the bottom line. Kerry Washington. Thank you, Alexander Valentine. Kerry Washington, when I tweeted out that I was going to cover this today, one of you responded that, these casts tend not to have any really characters of color or really just maybe a token person. And I think to some degree that's true. But Kerry Washington is, of course, a big star, particularly on television. Big star, has done some iconic television, in fact. And so it's nice to see her getting a movie role like this. Even if it's going to be mostly on Netflix, it's still a nice thing for her. All right, then, Glenn Close. Oh, Glenn Close, kind of the Christopher Plummer. She's both Christopher Plummer and Jamie Lee Curtis. But, Glenn Close can be very silly herself. So I think that she will be an excellent addition here, and she probably can have a lot of fun. So Glenn Close was a pretty big get. Then today, everybody was so excited about Jeremy Renner. I saw a video of him, by the way, running. The man was run over by a snowplow, shattered almost every bone in his body, almost died, and now he's running around. Oh, I'm so happy for him. Also, some people pointed out that in Glass Onion, they had the Renner hot sauce. The running hot sauce. It's running hot. And that's what, of course, the Benoit, it's Benoit. Okay, Benoit Blanc, they used it very, in case you haven't seen Glass Onion, it was used in quite a comedic and important way. So I guess in this world, I wonder if Jeremy Renner will be playing himself and talking about his hot sauce. So that could be pretty interesting. All right, then, and I guess maybe he feels he's got an Avenger in here again, like Chris Evans. And then Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis is an interesting choice. She and Ashton Kutcher have so much money. Ashton Kutcher has his 2.5 Men money, and Mila Kunis has her Family Guy money. They have more money. They never have to work again. But apparently they don't bathe their children either. So a little bit of a controversial couple. Mila Kunis was, of course, rumored to be playing The Thing in Fantastic Four. That was a crazy rumor. But Mila Kunis, I'd be a little nervous about maybe some of the potential baggage she could bring to the show, to the movie. At the same time, I think people like her. I think she does have some fans still. I think she does at least. All right, so those are the cast members. All right, now let's play another fun game. Does this have the same level of star power, hold on, as the other Knives Out films? Okay, so here's the first one. The first Knives Out, that was the one that came out in theaters that Lionsgate released. It had quite the all-star cast, as you can see. But of course, I think, Jamie Lee Curtis, huge. Michael Shannon, that's pretty good. Don Johnson, he actually saved a pretty good amount of money here. Keith Stanfield, why isn't he in these movies anymore? He was even working with Benoit. That's too bad. All right, and then, of course, I think, though, Chris Evans was the one who really made this movie. Not only was it Chris Evans, that's right, Ben 10, it was right after Endgame, it was after all of his big Marvel work, and he was wearing the most amazing sweater ever. Everyone talks about the sweater to this day, the Knives Out sweater. And so, yeah, that's right. So Dane knew what I was talking about. Ana de Armas kind of blew up with this movie, but she wasn't a star going into it. So this certainly helped her career. But I think going into it, it was very much, I think Chris Evans really made this film. All right, then, of course, it was so successful that Netflix paid $450 million to get it. That's crazy. Hey, Mick the Mat. And then they made this film, Glass Onion. I loved this movie. Unfortunately, it was hardly in theaters. It was blink and you miss it in theaters. It was a great theatrical experience. If you didn't see it in theaters, you missed out. I thought it was hilarious. It was very, very sarcastic and really lampooned pop culture. I don't know, maybe it went a little too far for some people because, Knives Out was also quite a commentary, but it was more subtle. Glass Onion really, was aggressive, which is interesting. All right, so anyway, I talked about a show I can't talk about because I'm under embargo. All right. So this cast, not really any huge stars here, to be honest with you. And maybe that might have hurt it a little bit. I'm glad I encouraged some of you to watch Glass Onion. But no huge stars here. I think, Edward Norton was great. Everybody in this cast was great. But certainly nobody like the first film, where you're like, wow, how'd you get all these people? And so I think this was a little softer in terms of star power. Sorry to everybody who's in this movie, but it's true. All right, so I have to say, so this is like the low point right now. Now, does this cast on the left, or I think it's on your left as well, does this new cast seem to be a step back in the right direction? So I personally feel that it is a little bit better. I think that Kerry Washington, Glenn Close, I think the bottom line, Kerry Washington, Glenn Close, Jeremy Renner, and Mila Kunis bring it back up closer to the original. I see that a number of you agree. I just think it's a little better. Aided Buffalo says they still need somebody big. It would be great if they could get one more person. How many people are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people, not counting Daniel Craig. Let's look at the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not counting Daniel Craig. Let me do that again. Is that really right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes! Ho, ho, ho. 10. That's a lot more. So he only has 7 here. He could add 1 to 3 more people. I think that he should. I don't think this is quite enough just yet. I think he needs somebody else. So we'll see. We'll see who they decide to do. But yeah, the Netflix transition has been tough. It did not quite get to the level of the first film. But the first film, remember, The first film, as I said, was like Fall the movie. It was fall personified, and it came out for Thanksgiving weekend. That also helped it considerably. Everybody ran out and was like, well, we got to go. It was the Thanksgiving movie of the year. It was incredible. So let's see who else he adds. Maybe we'll be talking about it again tomorrow. Friday streams are always tough because they're kind of light on news. Although sometimes they do a news dump right before the weekend, so maybe we might luck out. But yeah, so let's see. We'll see what happens. But I like this cast. I think it's pretty good. But again, as I said, I think they could do just a scooch better. All right, so you guys have any questions or comments about this story before we move on to the next one? Alex, yes, Lindsay Lohan has been rumored, but obviously still not yet confirmed. Oh, yes, Dana O'Leary, that's what I said. Pumpkin Spice Latte, the movie. It was. I'm blinded by the light. It hit my phone and tried to kill me. All right. Hey, Chico. Tamed the Three Bears. Oh, hey, Goldilocks. Let's see. A lot of you guys are just saying who you'd like to put in there. That's right, Nacho Flores. Thanks for bringing that up. I don't think they can top the White Lotus 2, Season 2. That's interesting. White Lotus Season 2 actually came out, I think, a little bit around Glass Onion. But I do think that they're like, and also there's, of course, the Murder on the Orient Express movies that Kenneth Branagh is doing. And these are all the same thing. So they, and also Only Murders in the Building. So I think that they have a little bit of a problem that these things are all coming out at once. But I think they're done with Murder on the Orient Express. I think those things are done after A Haunting in Venice didn't really work out. Only Murders is starting up really soon, so it will not coincide. Well, though maybe they'll get another season and they'll get one out just in time to ruin Rian Johnson's day. And then the other one was White Lotus. I'm curious to see when White Lotus Season 3 comes out. I'm not sure if it's going to be this year or not. I don't remember. But yeah, that could be tough. AG, I'm not sure who I would necessarily want. I got to see who's available. Thank you for gifting a membership, Paralysis. Aubrey Small says, I've always said Knives Out needs Peter Dinklage. He's fun. I think you can cast a wide net. I think you probably have to look at your budget, see what you can afford, and see who you could get in here. I would hope that a lot of people's agents and managers would reach out to me, and I could have like a little list of people who want to be in the movie. Remember, everybody was reaching out to Mike White about being in the new White Lotus? He was like, everybody's calling me up. You guys are, it's interesting. Here's the question. Do you go for commercial star power, or do you go for awards star power? I feel they already have awards covered. I'd go for just people who, that are very popular online. That I think would be the most important. Okay. All right, I think we can go on to the next story of the day. All right, so hold on. Story number 2. Boop. All right. Speaking of Steven, all right, now that the movies are streaming, do they need the same level of famous people? Well, they paid $450 million for it, Steven. I think they want it to be a big hit. They don't want to kill something they paid so much money for. All right, so speaking of big casts, Jurassic, the new Jurassic movie, what are we calling it? Is it Jurassic World 4? Is it Jurassic something 7? There have just been so many movies at this point, and they changed it. I think they should change what it is. First it was Jurassic Park, then it was Jurassic World. I think they need a new word. Some of you already have suggestions, such as Land or Universe. I like Universe, Jurassic Universe. And also it's Universal, right? They love it. Yeah, Jurassic Earth. Jurassic Galaxy. We're not going to have dinosaurs in space, or are we? Please don't do dinosaurs in space. That would be crazy. Oh, Dane! Jurassic Legacy sounds pretty nice. I kind of like that. Jurassic Empire from Emmanuel. Jurassic Kingdom from Carla. Oh, you guys are getting your Mad Men on. Your Don Draper. So these are some pretty good suggestions. Okay. So there's some Jurassic movie coming up, and of course Gareth Edwards is taking over after David Leitch left over Creative Differences. What? All right, so I have to tell you, the reason we're talking about it today is that Mahershala Ali is in talks to join the cast. Woohoo, there he is. And there's the rest of the cast. We're going to talk about them too. I'm curious to hear your thoughts as well. But I do think this is a very Gareth Edwards cast. I think, like, you know, it's not particularly commercial. You know, I don't feel great about this cast. I mean, I'm not saying it won't be entertaining, but from a producer's standpoint, I'd be like, meh. I mean, I think those three guys all kind of look the same. So, I mean, I'm glad to get a little more representation in here because the Jurassic movies have not had very much diversity, particularly with the leads over the years. So it's nice to have Manuel Garcia Rulfo in there. And then also, of course, Mahershala Ali if he signs on. But I'm not totally feeling it, to be honest with you. And I do think that they let Gareth Edwards have maybe too much control in the casting process. That's right, Ben 10, there's no Chris Pratt replacement. Although, of course, you know, Glenn Powell revealed that he was asked to do it, and he turned it down, which I'd be like, don't talk about it, Glenn. You know, like, it's, you know, he said, oh, the script's great, but I just didn't feel it was a fit for me. And you're like, who turns down Jurassic movies, particularly now that Glenn Powell's trying to get Batman, which is, he's the worst Batman ever. Why would he pick a role where he can't smile? This is the dumbest thing I ever heard. All right, but we're not talking about that. I think Glenn Powell, by the way, I agree with Aubrey. I think Glenn Powell should have done this movie. I think that he would have been great in the Jurassic films, and I think it was perfect for him. Maybe he felt it was too much like Twister. I don't know. Or Twisters. But I feel like, what will the third film be called? Will it be called Twister with a Z? Twisters? Hilarious. All right. So, I think Glenn Powell should have done it, but he didn't. So this is who we have instead. So this is who Gareth Edwards is putting together. Oh, Aubrey, you're on fire. Twistaz is also very good. We're naming stuff today. We're having a great time. I love it. Okay, or Twister Mania is also pretty good. You guys are good. These are good. Although I like J. Jonah Jameson's Twisters with a $. That is also very J. Jonah Jameson. And also very good for a headline on the Daily Bugle there, Jonah. Brock's Twister Tokyo Drift is also very funny as well. That's also a good one. You guys are good. You guys are excellent. Okay. All right, I got my arrow. Let's go through the cast. All righty. We'll start with ScarJo. She kicked this whole thing off. Everybody leave Scarlett Johansson alone. Scarlett Johansson's just trying to live her life, man. But, you know, first off, she couldn't get paid for Black Widow. Then they tried to steal her voice with artificial intelligence. You know, her lawyers are on retainer, obviously. So she's got them. But it's like really, you know, poor Scarlett Johansson. She's like, why is it always me? I feel bad for her. But I'm glad that's one of the reasons I'm glad she got this. I hope it doesn't totally fall out from under her because I don't love the way it's coming together. But I love that Scarlett Johansson is the anchor for this new trilogy. I think she can do a great job. I'm glad she finally gets to be the lead in a blockbuster instead of just the female lead. And so I'm very, very happy for her. I'm very, very happy for her. All right. So, and I think I think they started out really well with her, but then I'm not sure. All right. So Jonathan Bailey, I agree with everyone that it's so exciting to have an openly LGBT actor in the film where hopefully that does not define his character and he just gets to be in the movie. I think that would be great. I hope he's a lead. I think that would do wonders for openly LGBT actors in Hollywood. So I think that's very exciting. And he's also, of course, very charismatic and has a big fan base. So I think I'm really happy that he got the role. Very happy about that. And so, again, we don't know who anyone here is playing or how big their roles are. But yeah, it's potentially a game changer. All right. You know, because too often Hollywood has characters where they're defined by their diversity that they bring to the project. And I think, you know, that's not what we want. You know, just like Donnie Yen, when he was in John Wick 4, he was like, why can't I just wear a suit like everybody else? And luckily they agreed to that after he complained. All right, then Rupert Friend. I don't know why you would cast Jonathan Bailey and then Rupert Friend. They look very similar. Maybe they're related. And, you know, who's dying to see Rupert Friend? You know, like Rupert Friend was kind of a big deal coming out of, what was that Claire Danes show where she cried all the time, right? She was a CIA person. He was on there. He was doing pretty good. But the last, I think it was Homeland or something, right? But the last time he was anything, he was the Inquisitor in the Obi-Wan show. And Obi-Wan. And Homeland. In Obi-Wan. And he looked horrible. So I don't think I don't know what he brings to the table here. So I don't know why he's in this film. Okay. Then, this is also kind of cool. Hold on. Arrow. So, Manuel Garcia Rulfo. He's done a lot of things, but I think perhaps his biggest hit to date has been the Lincoln Lawyer television or streaming series on Netflix. He is obviously a Latino actor. And I think that's fantastic because obviously very, very popular. We do the demographics every week on Movie Math, and the Latino population is huge moviegoer base. Although they tend not necessarily, they don't really necessarily go out and see like Latino talent all the time. Like, for instance, a lot of horror movies have tried to cater directly to the Latino audience, has not worked out for them. So it could go either way here. But I really like Manuel Garcia Rulfo. I think he's a really charismatic, fantastic actor, and I'm glad that he's in the film. So that's great. All right, then, hold on. Mahershala Ali. This is a big one. I don't think ScarJo's won an Oscar just yet. So he would be an Oscar winner in this movie. All right, so this would be a big game changer because it would be a very clear-cut character of color in the film. Jurassic World has never had a lead of color. I guess Jeff Goldblum to a degree, but it's never been done. So it's a pretty big deal. Now, the obviously other big headline coming out of this, as all of you are saying, is, what about Blade? Isn't he supposed to be making Blade? Well, clearly he feels like he's not going to say no to Blade, but he's not going to wait for it any longer either. I mean, look how long ago he won the Oscar for Green Book. Remember, that was his second Oscar. And he said he wanted to spend his Oscar capital on a blockbuster, heading up a blockbuster. And he called up Kevin Feige and he said, I want to do Blade. And it was a big announcement at Comic-Con. And remember that? It was a big, big deal. But it's gone nowhere. It's gone through multiple writers, multiple directors. This thing's just not moving. And it's been so long. And what has Mahershala Ali gotten after that Oscar? I mean, the only really big thing he's done is Leave the World Behind, which was a big hit, by the way, on Netflix with Julia Roberts. So he's obviously a really big deal still. He still is a draw. And that's all that he had. That's incredible. It looks like maybe he didn't squander his Oscar capital because he's able to get Jurassic. And I think based on how well Leave the World Behind did, I would feel very good about him joining the cast if I were Universal. I'd be like, oh yeah, people love him. Let's get him in here. Is Julia Roberts also available? No, it's okay. I have ScarJo. But yeah, he's done a lot of voice work too. He does the Spider-Verse movies and also a movie called Wildwood that's coming up where Travis Knight actually went back to Leica for a moment to make a movie, and he'll be voicing that as well. But it would be a big deal for the Jurassic franchise. It would be a big deal overall. A lot of these are, I think, at least Gareth Edwards is shaking things up. And I think that, it seems to be a much more diverse cast. And hopefully, we've seen diverse casts lead to big box office in the past. It doesn't always work, but it can, like with the Suicide Squad movies, for instance. But that's a good point. Who said that? Dre Film says, isn't this too many men, though? It is a lot of dudes. It's a lot of dudes. It would be nice to have one more woman. Because, I don't think Scarlett Johansson wants yet another situation where she's the only woman in the group, like with the Avengers. I think it would be good. Oh, wow, Milo. That's interesting going into our next story. Is Trump really found guilty? Hold on, let me look. We try not to discuss politics here, but this is a major story. The verdict is in. Yeah, he is guilty of all 34 charges. Good God. That's a lot of charges. Wow. All right. Well, I try not to be political on this show, again, as I said, but that's certainly going to have some ramifications. I will say, the only thing I'll say is that it has seemed like there were no ramifications for Trump in any of the things that he did. And so I think it's really important that there be some kind of ramifications. All right, we'll see what the sentencing is and how that works, but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. You never can count on anything these days, and you don't know how people are going to spin stuff. But that's certainly very interesting. Okay, all right. Before we go on to the third story of the day, does anybody have any questions or comments about Jurassic? That's right, Nacho. We live through a lot of history these days. You're like, whoa, man, more history. Wes says, how can they make the Jurassic franchise feel fresh? I'm not sure. Reed, what are you talking about with Baby Reindeer Dude? Let me go look. Why does all the news break while I'm streaming? All right, let's see. Hold on. Look at Chris Hemsworth. Oh, God. G.I. Joe Transformers. Why, Chris? Was the box office that bad for Furiosa? They must be paying him so much money. All right, hold on. I don't see anything about this baby reindeer person. All right. My God. All right. Let's see here. Elise says, people and dinosaurs living together. Yeah, I'd like to have that. I missed that. They said they were going to do that in the last movie, and it never really materialized. Although I don't know how dinosaurs and people could live together. Classic Movie Lover says, could these next Jurassic films make $1 billion? You know, I got to tell you, right now with this cast, I think it would be a little tough. I'll be honest with you. I really do. I feel this cast is a little soft. Let's see what they have them doing, but I'm a little nervous. I do think, love him or hate him, I think that Chris Pratt did a lot to help the franchise. I think he really helped out a lot. And they so far have not been able to get an equivalent. I've seen the Flintstones, everybody, but the Flintstones is not scientifically accurate. You can't run in place like that and then take off. Hilarious. Okay. Dory, you want to have dino steak? PETA would be up in arms. All right, I think you guys are done with this story. All right, let's go on to the third story. That is quite the news about Donald Trump. No wonder somebody was texting me. All right. Story number 3. Boom, baby. All right. Dino Fight Club. You know, Karaoke Ken, that's not a bad idea. Although I think, again, PETA would be upset. All right. Nelson Peltz. Okay. Nelson Peltz, by the way, I'm assuming he's a Trump supporter because he's friends with Isaac Perlmutter, who is definitely a Trump supporter. And it's interesting about that because I had in my notes here, so the headline basically is that Nelson Peltz sold all of his Disney stock. He took his toys and he went home, or he took his money and he went home. So for those of you who don't know who Nelson Peltz is, Nelson Peltz was a conservative investor who had quite a bit of Disney stock, who not once but twice took a run at the Disney board trying to get a seat. And when he was shot down the last time, he decided to take his money and go home. So he sold all of his Disney stock. You know, he had a very public fight with Bob Iger. And so he sold all of his stock at $120 a share, which means he sold it immediately after the shareholder meeting, as soon as the market opened the next day. And he got $1 billion. It was worth $1 billion. And I'm curious as to whether or not he's going to reinvest that in his company or if he's going to use it for political donations, most likely to Trump. Because that would, Trump certainly needs a ton of money because of all this legal stuff that's going on. But that would be very interesting to see what he decides to do. I don't know if he made $1 billion because I don't know what the profit was, but he did end up walking away with $1 billion. But that's an incredible amount of money. All right, so just take a look at the stock here, just to give you some idea. There's the Disney stock over the past 6 months. I've highlighted there, you can see it says April 3rd. That was the day of the Disney shareholder meeting when it reached its high point. That's actually the highest it's been for quite some time. So that's when he got rid of it. And it's now down by $20, around $20 to $101.70 a pop for the stock. But if you look at the last year, past 5 years, where's my arrow? All right, this is the past 5 years, okay? So hold on. All right, so this is the pandemic right here. As you can see, it dropped during the pandemic because they had to close their theme parks, movie theaters weren't open, and everybody freaked out. And just like everyone, the Disney stock went down, okay? But it was trading at around 150, you can see, prior to the pandemic. Doing very well. The Marvel stuff was on fire. Star Wars was still doing pretty good. Their theme parks were doing fantastic. Although everybody likes to trash talk Disney, but who is going to save the box office? I mean, the only real contenders are Disney films, Inside Out and Deadpool and Wolverine. Hey, Andrew. But then the stock shot up when Disney Plus was doing so well during the pandemic. Disney Plus was doing extremely well. Then when they reopened the theme parks, it was doing incredibly well. And the stock surged to around $200 a share. It was amazing, amazing. But then, as they came out of the pandemic, it started to drop, particularly when they started to get into a political fight with Florida. So, yeah, it's right. That's right, Marco. Bob Chapek is responsible for this. It's all Bob Chapek's fault. In fact, at around this time, he was kicked out, and Bob Iger was brought back in to try and fix things. And he hasn't been able to that much. It's still been going down. It's still only able, it was briefly at around 120 this year. It was going up. Bob Iger made all those great announcements, but it's gone down again. It's gone down again. So it's been difficult. All right. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this before we do the Ask Me Anything? Leo says, what should they do to fix Disney? I think that Bob Iger has the right idea. He's been changing up some of the leadership. I think he's saying story first and then message, but of course message is still important. That Star Wars interview today was not helpful. Let's see here. Thank Wiki Nomad. Let's see. Thank you. I thought you were just saying it, Wiki Nomad, but you actually donated the 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Hey, Wanda's attorney. Oh, yay! Aren't you the person I unblocked you on Twitter, right? Thanks for the love. It was very nice of you. Glad we're friends again. Let's see here. Let's see. Karaoke Ken says, where did all the shares go? Hopefully to someone that's a team player or just not an a-hole. Well, it could have gone to regular people. Anyone could snap those up. You don't necessarily give the whole chunk to somebody else. James says, does Peltz leaving mean Disney got rid of their Perlmutter problem? I don't believe he sold his shares. I don't think so. I think that, Perlmutter will always be trying to take a shot at them. But I think that it's pretty bad. I think that, I think the legitimacy of any challenge from Peltz and Perlmutter is gone, which is why they left. Hey, Optimus Prime Ribs, thank you for gifting a membership. It is you, Wanda's attorney. Oh, AG, that was very generous of you to gift 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Everybody, my phone's blowing up over this Trump news. Let's see here. Leon says, how will this impact the company as a whole? Well, I think the less drama that Disney has to deal with, the better. So I think that they are very happy that this is gone. They won't have to deal with another run at the board, and they can just focus on, trying to fix the other things that are remaining. You really stick to character, J. Jonah Jameson. I got to applaud you on that end. All right. Billy, I'm sure Bob Iger is relieved as well. It's a big weight off his shoulders not have to deal with this anymore. All right, I think we're ready for the Q&A. Okay. Charlie says, that really is J. Jonah Jameson. I love it. Sure, why not? Okay, I'm honored that J. Jonah Jameson watches my streams. Okay, Q&A time. Where'd it go? Booyah! All right, you can ask me anything you want for 10 minutes till 5:32. Thanks, J. Jonah Jameson. Catalin says, hey, Grace, love your videos. Thank you. Any news on the Hulkling Kit Connor rumors? I would be surprised if they did that. Also, is Bo DeMeo returning anytime soon? No one's heard anything on that front at all. Let's see here. Mika, I saw that Hacks was renewed for season 4. How could they not after that ending today? Steven talked about that as well. Stardust says, what are your top 3 Willem Dafoe movies? What an interesting question. Well, I guess the original Spider-Man, or Spider-Man 2, actually. Let's see here. Willem Dafoe. He sure made a lot of movies, boy. My God. My goodness. I guess, Spider-Man 2, Finding Nemo, right? He does the voice in one of those, right? I guess I'd have to go with Platoon. Oh, no, also, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. That was very funny, and he looked great in that. Oh, he really wasn't in Spider-Man 2. Okay, yeah, Spider-Man 1. Sophia says, Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket thoughts. I think they missed the target on it, Sophia. I think that, it didn't trend because I think it was too much a take on the Dune popcorn bucket. I hope that Deadpool and Wolverine does not lean and rely exclusively on being able to swear and make inappropriate jokes. I would be really disappointed if that ended up being they went too far on that. I want clever actual jokes. And I think it was so scary making that popcorn bucket because everyone was imagining something incredible. But I think I don't think they stuck the landing. Maria, what a kind thing to say. Thank you, Maria. And I love your picture there. That's the love sign. But I love what you've done with it. Marco says, just wanted to say congrats on your The Boys interview. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of them, particularly Anthony Starr, to do that. It meant so much to me. I'm such a huge fan and supporter of his. So it was really nice. Let's see. I'm not reviewing Summer Camp, Jack. I'm not even going to review Eric after all, because, I reviewed The Young Woman in the Sea, and it takes hours to do these videos. I'll just tell you, Eric is okay. It has a pretty good ending. Eric dropped on Netflix today. It's the new Benedict Cumberbatch drama. I accidentally skipped episode 4, and it ended up being okay. So if I liked the ending a lot. So if you feel like the show's dragging a little bit, you can just skip episode 4. Let's see here. Kay Walton, I didn't see it trend in the top 10 or even the top 25. It might have trended in the AI trending for you section, but I didn't see it trend. Wanda's attorney says, hey, Grace, have you seen the rumors of a Hawkeye season 2 set at Christmas again featuring Clint's brother? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if that's even I liked it being during Christmas, the first season, but I don't think that they're going to do that. Don't cause problems, Wanda's attorney, just because you're back right away, because I haven't heard that rumor from anywhere else. Let's see here. Steve, they can't have had Superman screenings already. They haven't finished the movie. Charlie says, hi, Grace. Congrats on the boys' interview. What's your favorite kind of soup? Mine is miso or butternut squash. Ooh, I like chicken noodle soup quite a bit. I also like a good cream soup, like cream chowder, like clam chowder or chicken, cream of chicken, wild rice. That's good. Soup is very good. I'm a soup fan. Wiki Nomad says, quick 1-minute hacks review. Better than ever. Better than ever. Dory Does Voices. The new Daisy Ridley movie isn't streaming anywhere just yet. It's theaters only. But I think, considering how limited the release is, I bet it'll be streaming very soon. Well, at least it'll be on digital. Five-Star Gaming says, the only way I can convince my dad to go see Gladiator 2 is telling him the Let's Put a Pin in That guy from SNL is in it. Was that one of Pedro Pascal's sketches? He was so funny on Saturday Night Live. Why isn't your dad into Gladiator 2? Tell me he's the only guy on the face of the earth who isn't interested in the Roman Empire. Let's see here. Oh, I missed some questions. Hold on. Nacho Flores says, what do you think of Cannes this year? Speaking of Trump, I'm very excited. What does Trump have to do with the Cannes Film Festival? You mean, the Apprentice, that Sebastian Stan movie. Well, I don't know. According to the court of law, that movie is accurate. Let's see. Brett Crandall says, will Alan Scott show up in the Lanterns show? His recent solo comic wrapped up so well, I'd love to see it adapted, though it sold poorly. Well, probably not then, Brett, unfortunately. I think that it would be nice to see other Lanterns spotlighted on the show, but I think, the most important thing is that the show be successful. I'm glad that Alan Scott comic turned out well, though. MB Rolf says, what's your favorite summer drink? I drink iced tea all day long, every day. I love iced tea. It helped me give up soda. Thanks, Carla. I really appreciate your kind words about my interview with the boys. Elise, Hacks is a fabulous show on Max. It's won a bunch of Emmys, starring Gene Smart. Dallin says, D23 Expo will be crucial towards Disney's future. What Disney movie news do you think would get their stock numbers up post-Expo? I think like some good Marvel store. I think if they can show some Fantastic Four stuff and it looks really good, that would be exciting. Maybe finally some movement on a Star Wars movie. I think those things would all be positive. I think just a positive D23 where people really are excited would be good for them. And they've really set the bar high. They moved to a new venue. They have like the biggest auditorium for the announcements. You're like, can you even fill that thing? I hope not everybody in there boos, man. Like Dwayne Johnson found that out the hard way when he got booed at Hall H. It was the beginning of his nervous breakdown. Let's see here. Morphed. Bob Chapek took his money and went home. He's probably doing something. I think his son still works at Marvel. I'm not sure. Jerry says, Grace, are you more excited for Moana 2, Moana 2, Gladiator 2, or Wicked? Those are the Thanksgiving movies. I'm most excited for Gladiator 2, to be honest with you. I'm a real Gladiator person. Aided Buffalo. Dwayne Johnson was booed because he said he wasn't sure who Superman was going to be in Black Adam. And everybody got very upset. Poke, I didn't review Hacks Season 3 because not enough people were interested, But I tweeted about it. Josh Loves Movies says, I hope we get news on The Little Mermaid 2 or Cruella 2. I don't know if they're going to make a Little Mermaid 2, but Emma Stone was at their upfront talking about how much she loves the company. So that was pretty encouraging for Cruella 2. Matt says, you said that when phase 1 for the Gunverse is done, it leads to something that only a small comic book group would understand. He's changing a whole lot of stuff, so it's hard to know for sure what's still going on. Ben 10, it would be great to get an Avengers 5 announcement. I mean, it's the weekend, though, of Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, maybe I'd love to know a lineup for the next Avengers movie, or even, heck, a director. Griffin Hammersmith says, Grace, would you make another Hunger Games? Yeah, I think the last one did pretty well. I'd make another one, maybe. I don't think anybody's crying for another one, though. Fritz, we'll pull it up tomorrow. I'm just not feeling my best today. I'm sorry the poll suffered as a result. Charlie, I can't talk about The Boys at all. I'm going to get in trouble. I got the screener so early, which was so kind of them. I can't talk about it until June 11th. Astronomy says, hi Grace, what type of role movie would you recommend for Glenn Powell after he had so much success with blockbusters? Like, he actually didn't have success with Top Gun Maverick, though. Nobody cared about him after that movie. I'm telling you, this guy is the new Matthew McConaughey. He should be looking at the roles that helped Matthew McConaughey. And Matthew McConaughey particularly excelled in romantic comedies early on in his career. And I got to tell you, I think that's where Glenn Powell shines the most as well. Bence, where is Arcane Season 2? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh, let's see here. Oh, it is time. Thank you. Oh, Wiki Nomad, I appreciate your attempt to get me to do a poll, though. But I'm still not feeling my best, so let's do shout-outs, and we'll poll it up tomorrow, okay? I promise. Thank you all for your patience. You're all very kind. All right. Where are you? What are you doing? Let me say hi to you. Lisa, Glenn Powell was great in Hidden Figures. I agree. He really was fabulous. I watched that again just like a month or so ago. It's on Disney Plus. Such a good movie. Sometimes you want, I really wish they would keep making movies like that, you know? I just love that type of feel-good classic, movie, and Hidden Figures is one of those as well. Matthew says, I'm in London and I just ate a cookie. What? Oh, you mean a biscuit? That's what they call them over there. Let's see here. Alex is on the bus riding home, enjoying the stream. Aw, yay. Let's see. iHeartMovie says, in Ohio, trying to figure out how to spend my birthday on Saturday. Oh, wow. Happy birthday. I'm going to go see Garfield on Saturday because I didn't get to see it. Haley Cropper says, can you give a big shout out to my husband, Roy, who received some amazing news today? Woohoo, Roy. Go get him, Roy. I'm so happy for you. I don't even know what your news is, but I'm so glad. And you have a lovely wife who really cares about you. I love it. I'm glad you guys watched the stream together, or at least in the same room. Let's see here. Brooke, oh, another birthday. Can I get a shout out for my daughter Vivian's 5th birthday? We're heading down to Disney tomorrow. Oh, Vivian, to celebrate. Also, this is my last stream as a member. Disney passes for a family of 7. Oh, wow, aren't cheap. No problem, Brock52. You come back when you can. Vivian, happy birthday. You're turning 5. That's very exciting. And even more exciting is you're going down to Disney, the most wonderful place on earth. I'm a big Disney theme park fan. I just love that place. And you're going with your whole family, which should be so much fun. I hope you have a great, great time. I know you're going to have a great time. Let's see here. 5-Star Gaming says, in Mississippi, eating a comically large bowl of popcorn. I love that. I love it. Ben 10 says, hi from France. Yes, bonjour as always. Such a great stream. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, even though I wasn't feeling my best. I feel better now. Let's see here. Brandon says, at the office and heading to Kips Bay AMC shortly for Young Woman in the Sea. Oh, enjoy it. You're going to have such a good time. Oh, I'm so excited for you to see the movie. Let's see here. A lot of Hidden Figures love. Oh, look at everybody wishing everybody happy birthday. You guys are so nice. B. Sponge is just coming home from a film set. Ooh, exciting. Let's see here. Carrot O is getting ready to fly to Thailand with their students. Wow, that's quite the class trip. CJ, Chad Parker says, just wrapped work and had some sorbet. Hey, neighbor. Hey, fellow New Yorker. Although, look at Matt. Apple, back-to-back apple emojis. He's eating an apple. Chad, I just had gelato the other day in New York. It was delightful. Delightful. D. Thomas says, wrapping up work in Virginia, USA. 1 more hour to go. Then sweet freedom, D. Thomas. Let's see. Oh, Ramses, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to your twins. What is that? I'm not sure if you're a twin or what, but happy birthday, Ramses. Oh, look, Dallin just finished making some fancy pasta in Arizona. Stay cool, Dallin. I know it's hot out there, but I like this fancy pasta description. Mikey Bray, always so nice to see you. Says in Manchester, UK. It's my other half Rich's first stream. He's a new fan. Oh, hey, welcome to the party, Rich. So nice. I'm glad that you're joining with Mikey. Now you guys can watch together. I love it. Bye-bye, Michelle. Jose says, watching the Disney Springs drone show tonight. Ooh, I hear that's delightful. I love these drone show things. Oh, Junior Jangles, I'm going back. Going back. I hope it's still there. Oh, will we ever see any pics of young Grace playing an elf in the Christmas parade? I posted those pictures on social media when I was an elf. Remember? That was. Do you mean I was in the Macy's Day Parade? Right? That was just last year. But I had a great time. It was incredible. Diego says, in LA, enjoying a day alone at the office, no boss today. Oh, that's awesome. It's fun to be at the office and just be able to chill. Mr. Magic says, enjoying the stream and doing a happy dance about the verdict in Portland before going to get labs done. Good for you. Then going kayaking in the sun. Wow, what a day, Mr. Magic. What a day. What a wonderful day, as they said in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Elise, I'm sure Disney will do something for Pride Month. They have these wonderful Pride nights at Disneyland. Let's see here. Emmanuel says, my lemon pound cake is ready. Ooh, Emmanuel, did you make it yourself? And then Charlie Michael says, rewatching the Jenny Nicholson video. Oh, I've seen clips of that. Yeah, it's 4 hours, but I was actually talking to somebody about it the other day. Oh, Sean McGuire, the gifted membership I got today got me to the silver level. Oh, I love it. That means you've been a member for 6 months. Oh, I love it. All right, I better get going. I had a lovely time with all of you as always, and I will see you tomorrow for a regular stream, and then, of course, also a stream later in the day. Oh, Leo says, if I get Panda Express, what should I get? Well, I like the orange chicken, and also, I just had Panda Express the other day. I like the orange chicken and the honey walnut shrimp. That's my jam. All right, and I'll see. Also, there's a BTT Access tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.